everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So today's video is going to be a look back on my fashion favourites of 2018. I do this video yearly and I really just love looking back on the year, seeing what I've loved wearing, what I've got the most wear out of. So I've done a lot of scrolling through on my Instagram and on my blog and things like that, just to see what I was wearing the most of, as well as obviously opening up my wardrobe and thinking and picking out pieces that stand out to me the most. The way I like to do my favourites, in order to make sure I include sort of something from every season, is to go by months, to try and find 12 pieces, which believe me is incredibly hard to whittle down a full year of favourites into only 12 items, but I've managed to do it. So yeah, I'm just going to go through it, starting off from January 2018 all the way till December 2018. So January last year, I want to say, was round about the time I discovered a new style of jeans, and those were the Topshop Awesome jeans. These are, these don't have like colour names, but I will try and link the exact shade or wash of denim down below for you so that you can check them out, but they do come in a variety of different colours. I really like these. I'm still loving them now. This is one of those things that I feel like has done a complete 360, and I am back loving and wearing these all the time now, particularly the black version. When I picked up these in a longer length, I also picked them up in black and I just wear them constantly. I think later on in the year I'm going to do a bit of a roundup of my top 5 jeans or something, so yeah, let me know if that's of interest, because I think I'm going to start working on that soon. Then came February and my style sort of stayed a little bit samey, you know. In January I did a capsule wardrobe challenge, so I challenged myself to have and wear only 30 pieces throughout the month of January, and actually I was thinking of doing that again this year, but it just won't work out because I've got a few travel plans and things like that. So I think I'll do it maybe another season this year, maybe. Let me know if you'd like to see that as well. I feel like because it's January, I just want to hear back from you and know what you want to see on my channel. But for the month of February, I went for a simple black bodysuit. This one is from Missguided. I have had this for the longest time. Honestly, it's probably one of the oldest pieces in my wardrobe. It just doesn't get old. It's just so easy to wear, so easy to style. I feel like it goes with absolutely everything and it's just great. So March was the time when I first sort of delved into the chunky trainer trend. Now this has definitely been a Marmite trend of 2018. Some people absolutely love it and still love it now. Some people really dislike it. I, for one, actually, it was something that I wasn't keen on. I didn't think I'd love, but then I kind of liked it. The chunky trainers I have are these ones, and they are from Deichmann, which is a really affordable footwear brand, and they were, I want to say £25. I did a campaign with them and I ended up picking out these, and I'm so glad that I did. They've got that whole chunky trainer vibe and effect going on, and for me personally, I always felt like it was a trend I definitely wanted to try, but a trend that I sort of, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, I don't think I'll really love it though, so I just want to try it. But actually, I've worn these far more than I thought I would, which I think is a really good thing. This is why I always say that, you know, I know some people are anti-trends and don't really like buying into trends and things like that, but I think it's always good to try a new trend because you could surprise yourself with what you end up loving. I surprised myself by enjoying these as much as I did. Looking back, I think it was around April time where I started wearing some more skirts and bare legs and things like that. And I was looking back on my photos, looking back at what I was wearing the most, and my Primark denim skirts. I loved these. I wore them a lot in the spring. I actually initially, the first skirt I bought was a white one of this, so I've got this in black and I've got this in white, and I just got so much wear out of both of these skirts. They were just so good. I'm pretty sure they are the £8 mark in Primark. This is just one of those things that comes back yearly in store, you know, it's just, if you don't buy it this year, you can buy it next year. It's just a really good one. And yeah, had to mention these. I remember waiting for this to actually come in store so that I could finally share it with you. It was actually a press gift from the spring summer press day, and for those of you that don't know, press days tend to be like the season ahead. So for example, in December I was attending spring summer press day, so it sort of works like that. It works a few months in advance, and I had this sitting in my wardrobe for the longest time, and I was like, oh, I really want to wear it, I really want to wear it, but I didn't want to tease you and just show you something that you couldn't yet buy. So when it finally came into stock, oh my gosh, I wore this so much. This was from June and I just adore it. This year was the year of the basket bag, the wicker bag, the like straw bag. Everything that looked something like this was popular in the summer. And I've never actually seen myself buy so many bags for a particular season. I had at least like 3 summery bags in this sort of thing, which looking back I think was a little bit excessive, but it was just a trend that I absolutely loved. It was something I really enjoyed in 2018. And so from June, I feel like we were very much in summer mode. We had such a long summer in the UK this year. I really feel like it was summer for the longest time. It was incredible. So I think potentially towards like the end of June, maybe I ended up picking more dresses and things like that. So I completely fell in love with midi skirts and midi dresses. In particular, well, I guess it's not really took the plunge, but I invested a little more than I would usually in one of the Urban Outfitters midi dresses. Now, I believe 2018 was the second year that these came to Urban Outfitters and that they sold these. So I'm interested to see if they do come back again this year. I went for a very, in my opinion, basic and classic colour. It's just a like off-white tone, and we've got these sort of almost tortoise shell effect buttons going all the way down, pockets, and it's just a gorgeous like floaty midi dress. They are around, I think it's like the £65 mark, so they're not cheap, you know, but I did buy similar ones from other places, but I think nothing beats this, and that's why I went for like the classic colour, because even I just feel like it's something that will come back yearly, you know. Next year I'll probably still be wearing this. I mean, it's out in my wardrobe currently, and I'm definitely not going to be wearing this right now because it's so cold. But I just know that even if I were to go on like a last minute trip, or if I were to go somewhere a little bit warmer, I can take this and like feel absolutely fine with what I'm wearing. On to July, again, another summery month, and actually a month where I tried to do quite a lot of summery things, I guess. I find that when I'm in London, a lot of the time I'm just like in this city environment and I don't really do too many summery things. But we went to a lavender field, we went strawberry picking, like we tried to do quite a few like cute summery things. And one of my like go-to accessories was absolutely my straw hat. I loved this. I thought it was so much fun to wear. I feel like it really sort of transformed an outfit. I would love wearing this with like my wicker basket, or if I was just wearing like a cute little dress, or even if I was wearing something like jeans but like with sandals and like a strappy top or something. I love just pairing this with it. I just think it looked so cute. This was just a hat from ASOS. I think it was pretty inexpensive because it was one of those pieces that I wasn't really sure whether I would get a lot of wear out of, or if, you know, it was just something I bought because it's like a trend and loads of people are wearing these. But actually I got so much wear out of it, and I loved it. I feel like it just made everything look so much more summery. August was the month I spent in Portugal. So usually in the summer I spend the majority of August, around like 3, sometimes 3.5 weeks in Portugal, like visiting family and just like on a summer holiday, I guess. So the thing that stood out to me that month simply had to be these Marks and Spencer sliders. Like, oh, I loved these so much. I got so much wear out of these. I remember when they came out on Marks and Spencer, I think literally the first day I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, I need these. And it was right before I was due to go as well. I think they literally came out very, very end, like the last week of July or something. So I snapped these up instantly and had them just in time to pop in my suitcase and to take away. And I'm so pleased that I did. I loved these. They were so easy to literally slide on, so easy to walk around with. I did so much in these shoes. Like, they are actually looking a little bit battered, but I have saved them to potentially wear next year. Funnily enough, I've actually noticed that a lot of my favourites have actually been accessories, and I think it's because when it comes to accessories, I'm a little bit smarter with what I buy. I try to buy pieces that I think will work with a variety of clothing in my wardrobe, because being a blogger and just a fashion lover, I do have a lot of clothes, which means that, you know, I wear a lot of different things and I don't necessarily grow attached to pieces, if that makes sense. I feel like my attachment ends up lying with accessories like shoes, bags and things like that, which is why I think in some of these months the things that stand out to me are actually like shoes and bags. So this leads us to September. September was spent back in London. September is always a tricky month in my opinion. I always feel like after spending such a long time sort of completely out of it in like a different country and just sort of chilling, that September tends to be quite hard. It's almost like a new year all over again. I feel like you probably feel that way if you are studying as well, like if you're at school or university or something like that. You probably get what I'm saying. But in September, I loved my Kate Spade bag. I still love this bag. It's probably one of the bags I use the most. I think it's a really good size. I love that it's black. I feel like it's so classic. We've got the little straps that you can use to have a more like classic and like sophisticated bag. But then we've also got the strap so you can wear it over your shoulder, crossbody. I personally love wearing my bags crossbody. I don't know why, but I just find it the most comfortable and the most like easy to reach for things, and I'm not worried about my bag like slipping off my shoulder or anything. It does come in different colours, but I have the black and I love it. Which leads us to October. I believe October was the month I picked these up. These ones all become a bit of like a scramble now because they were sort of semi-recent, so I can't quite remember the months exactly, but I do want to include these in October because I think that's the month I picked them up. These are from New Look. I think I said this when I first got them, but these are the New Look classic like black ankle boots. They have a block heel. They have a not necessarily high ankle or like leg piece, but this is sort of the style of boot I go for basically. If you look through my Instagram, if you look through my style, you will see that this pair in particular is the pair I'm wearing the most. But even if you look back in like previous years, you'll see I always have like a classic black boot like this. I have loved these. These are real leather from New Look and they are doing so well. They were a little more expensive when you think of the usual New Look prices, particularly for shoes and things like that. They are hands down my most reached for. I want to say I literally wear these daily, but maybe not daily. I wear them weekly without a doubt. Like, I just love them. Like I said, they go with absolutely everything. I'm a big lover of ankle boots, generally speaking, but you literally can't go wrong with a classic black pair. And in my opinion, these are literally the perfect classic black pair. On to November, and the weather started to get a little bit colder. I actually think it started to get colder in October, I'm not gonna lie. But basically every day I was wearing a coat, I was reaching for the same one. I really went through a phase of just wearing this coat, like literally every single day I wore this. I love this so much. It is a dark like chocolate brown teddy coat. It's from Mint Velvet. It's incredible. I absolutely adore it. Like, it's just so snuggly. It's long line, which I really love because I don't have that many long line coats, I noticed, and I feel like they just look so cool. I loved wearing this with like all black outfits underneath. I thought it looked amazing. I paired this with trainers. I paired this with like ankle boots. This was just, it's so versatile. I cannot sort of say it enough at how versatile this coat is. I'd be the first to admit I was a little bit worried. I was like, oh, I wish it was a different colour. Like, I kind of wish it wasn't brown, but I adored it. I'm so happy that it was because I did end up wearing a lot of all black outfits, and I feel like this, despite being a very dark colour, it did add some colour and texture to my outfits, and I just love it. And finally, for December, I have to admit that this is a bit of a surprising one for me, actually. I was looking back and I wasn't too sure what to include because I've just recently filmed my December favourites, so you can check out that video to see some more of my December favourites. So I was sort of rattling my brains trying to find something that I loved throughout all of winter, including December, and actually it has ended up being my over-the-knee boots. These sort of were a new discovery for me this year. I mean, I wore them last year. I wore them throughout the autumn last year. They were like all over my Instagram, really. They were plastered everywhere. And then they sort of went, you know, into storage. They were just like with my other boots and I wasn't really wearing them. But then again, this autumn I found that not many people were wearing over the knee boots. I mean, it was nowhere near as big or as popular as it was last year, which is why I think I left it till so late to just bring out my over the knee boots, but when I did, I would say it was around winter time when I still wanted to wear skirts and it was just getting a little bit too cold to get away with it, and I would just pair them with my over the knee boots and I loved it. I think they fit really great around my thighs, which is why I keep like singing their praises, and I really don't know if I'll ever find sort of an ankle boot as good as this one that isn't like a designer style. But yeah, like I said, I've just loved these, and looking back, I know I've worn these so much this year. I'm pretty sure they were in like a previous favorites video as well, so I absolutely felt the need to include them, and I thought, why not in December? And so there we go. Those are my 2018 fashion favorites. I know there wasn't technically a lot of like clothing items, which potentially is what you expect. There was actually a lot of accessories, and I think for me personally that is because with this being my job and like blogging what I do, in particular like fashion and personal style and things like that, I have a lot of clothes, like probably more than the average person does, and I feel like for that reason I don't really get too attached to clothing, because I sort of feel like I need to try new things, try new trends and things like that. So yeah, it's quite hard for me to get attached to clothing, I would say, but when it comes to accessories and footwear and things like that, I do actually become attached and have pieces that are like my go-to and that I literally wear all the time. So I just wanted to include a little bit of everything. I do hope you liked it. I did start doing favorites in 2018 as well, so if you'd like to see a few more favorites, including other fashion items, including some lifestyle and some beauty and things like that, then I will leave my playlist of favorites down below as well, so that you can have a watch of that if you fancy. A big thank you for watching. As always, if you aren't subscribed to my channel, then please do click that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. A big thank you for watching. Bye.